After 30-plus years in the business of funny, Aries Spears is still hustling.
I'm gonna have to take it down.
When did you know you had that it factor? Like, hey, man, I can do this.
I kind of always had dreams and visions of being famous.
Hello, Brother Maguire.
MADtv comes calling.
You know, it was almost like the college and the fraternity that I never went to.
Every little step I take.
You know, I tell Chuck all the time, when I dominate, I get 20 or 10. Those are my numbers when I dominate.
You do the eyes?
Yeah.
That was insane.
Yeah.
Hey, yo, it's DJ Khaled.
Hey, this is Kim Kardashian.
This is Mike Tyson.
Chuck the Iceman Liddell.
This is Martin Cove.
This is Sugar Ray Leonard, and you're watching
Before the Fame.
Before the fame.
Before the Fame.
Before the Fame.
Before the Fame with Mike Sherman. Mike Sherman. Don't ever stop.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Before the Fame. And I'm your host, Mike Sherman. Today I'm out in Hollywood, California on the Sunset Strip, and right behind me is the world-famous Laugh Factory. Because on today's episode of Before the Fame, I'm sitting down with funny man, Aries Spears.
Give it up for my man, Aries Spears.
I was in the bathroom once and I saw Michael Jackson taking
We'll talk about his early days in stand-up and his early sketch comedy days on the hit TV show MADtv, where his ability to nail dead-on impressions made him a fan favorite.
This is Shaquille O'Neal of the Miami Heat. Welcome to my cartoon Christmas special.
And speaking of high, Bobby! Tell him, Bobby!
Yeah, I ain't never even heard of it till I woke up exhausted.
Right.
You got a white girl, you gotta take advantage. Halloween, you gotta dress up like OJ and hide in the closet with a butcher knife sketch. Ah! Where you been? I love you.
Aries Spears was born in 1975 in Chicago, Illinois, but moved to New Jersey when he was 11 years old. And it's where his roots in stand-up comedy started to take shape.
Tell me how your whole career came about being a kid from Jersey.
You know, I'm an 80s baby, so I came up, I was born in 75, so by the time 82, 83 rolled around, I made a habit of watching SNL with my dad. We were big Eddie Murphy fans. We're big comedy fans, period.
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, a beautiful day for a neighbor. Nut, Rit, Eon. Ooh, someone screwed up, boys and girls. This word's supposed to say nutrition.
So I grew up watching Eddie, who was a huge inspiration for me on Saturday Night Live. Loved sketch comedy. I read somewhere that he started doing it at 14, so I was like, you know what? We both had the same zodiac sign. Both,
which is?
Aries.
Okay.
Both born April 3rd. So I kind of just took that as motivation and went, you know, he started at 14, so let me start at 14.
And Aries got laughs. At 14 years old, he was already performing stand-up in clubs in New York City.
When you were in high school and you were funny, you know, back in Jersey, when did you know you had that it factor? Like, hey, man, I can do this. I'm a funny guy, and I want to get out there with all the other funny guys.
You know, I kind of always had dreams and visions of being famous and being big in some sort of form of entertainment. You know, I'm a boxing lover and fanatic, so I thought I was going to be next heavyweight champ of the world, but...
Did you box as a kid?
I tried to, but I like bacon too much. You know, between
Now, I know you got in a little altercation in high school, right? You knocked somebody out.
I mean, you know, we've all had our little fights. I probably joked my way out of more than actually fought. But, you know, I thought I was going to be the next heavyweight champ, and then I thought I was going to be a rapper, and so I tried that, but my love for comedy has always been kind of like #1 for me.
By the early 1990s, Russell Simmons' Def Comedy Jam was the television showcase for up-and-coming black comics.
This brother is 16 years old.
Aries' big break came in 1992 when he became the youngest comedian ever to perform on the HBO series.
How y'all doing?
I did Def Jam when I was 16, Showtime at the Apollo when I was 17.
With Bill Cosby being gone off the air, they're gonna need somebody to do Jello pudding commercials. And I thought about that scared me. What would happen if Andrew Dice Clay did Jello pudding commercials? That would look something like this. Okay, you fat tub of listen up. I got 2 kids. They're like, oh, buy me some Jello, blow me.
and you killed it.
Yeah, man, I had a good time. It definitely helped push me in that direction and helped launch me into from obscurity to someone with a namesake.
When black people hit it and when white people hit it, it's totally different. Because black people, y'all know we hit a joint, we go to sleep, that's it for us for the day. White boys hit a joint, it's totally different. Dude, last night the devil came to my house, man. I keep saying
Hollywood sure noticed. Within a year, Aries had moved from New Jersey to LA and was signed to development deals with all 4 broadcast networks.
Things just took off real fast for me. Did a couple of episodes of A Different World. Got locked into development hell for 5 years, signed with every network in town, but never really developed anything. But, back in those days, they gave you what they call holding deals, where they would pay you a load of money to take you off the market for like a year.
So they can have you.
And nobody else gets you.
Glenn Fry and Aries Spears.
Give me a kiss, baby!
South of Sunset.
One of those projects was the Lethal Weapon-esque buddy cop action comedy South of Sunset with Eagles band member Glenn Fry.
Having fun, boys?
It was the first lead acting roles for both Spears and Fry. However, the series was canceled after just 1 episode.
So I made my rounds within 5 years of development hell, where it was like money, 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 but I never had anything to show for it.
Then in 1996, Spears was cast in what would become one of the most critically and commercially successful films of that year, but not in the role he auditioned for.
Yeah, what can I do for you? Show me the money.
I'm watching Tom Cruise and Cuba Gooding Jr., which got the Oscar, and you're his brother.
Yeah.
It was a big role, and you killed that role.
Well, the funny thing is when I originally auditioned for it, I auditioned for his role. And Cameron Crowe, the director, he really loved what I did. Man. Yeah, but he pulled me aside and he was like, look, man, I'm gonna be honest with you. This is such a huge role opposite Tom Cruise that you don't have enough weight to your name and your face to play this role. But I loved what you did so much that I'm gonna give you the role of the brother.
My brother TP's room is flooded with Rod. We got a flood in TP's room, Jerry. Hang on. Say hello to Jerry Maguire.
Rod, listen.
Hello, brother Maguire.
And the funny thing is, like, I had this moment, if you remember, in the movie, where finally Cuba's character gets the contract that he deserves.
I saw it at the end.
On the Roy Feisty show.
Yeah.
And I improvised a whole moment.
Wow!
In the scene where Cuba's excited, he goes, I want to thank my brother. You're militant. I love you. My new baby, Katie. That was all my dialogue in my audition.
That was you, baby.
I made all that up.
The whole thing.
And my younger brother TP, you're militant, but I ain't mad at you. I ain't got nothing but love for you.
I mean, when Cameron Crowe yelled cut, Tom Cruise turned to me, slapped me 5, Renee Zellweger grabbed me, kissed me on the cheek. So he not only didn't give me the role of the brother, but he took my and gave it to Cuba. But at least I was in the movie. And I felt like if they would have kept that moment, things might be different. Ah, man. Hollywood, baby. That's Hollywood.
Coming up on Before the Fame.
Every little step I take.
So now you're a big movie star, or you're really on the map. MADtv comes calling.
It was almost like the college and the fraternity that I never went to.
You got enough grease on your face, cook chicken.
Welcome back. You're watching Before the Fame, and I'm your host, Mike Sherman. Today's show is on comedian Aries Spears, and I'm on the Sunset Strip in Hollywood, California, and right behind me is the world-famous Laugh Factory.
Aries Spears was the comedian every network wanted in the 90s, but the few shows that made it past the pilot stage didn't last long.
Finally, my last deal with Fox, at the time, I did a pilot called Crosstown Traffic, which was done by Aaron Spelling, the big head honcho behind Melrose Place and
90210.
Beverly Hills 90210. So that never came to fruition, but the guy at the head of Fox Network didn't want to let me go.
In 1995, Fox was feeling daring and launched a sketch comedy show opposite Saturday Night Live called MADtv.
So now you're really on the map. MADtv comes calling.
So MADtv just happened to be happening around the same time that they wanted me to do season 1, but I couldn't because I was locked into the deal with Aaron Spelling. Cut to 2 years later, nothing still had developed at Fox, but MADtv was in its 3rd season, and the president of the network at that time, Peter Chernin, was just like, look, man, I love you. I don't want you to go. Why don't we just stick you on MADtv since they wanted you from season 1 anyway?
Have you guys ever have had any difficult instances on or off?
Either you're going to wear your glasses or you're not. What are you going to do? There you go, young man. See, this is the problem with you today. Ask away.
All right. Any difficult...
You got some big names there.
Yeah, and later on, you know, Jordan Peele, Keegan McKee.
Jordan Peele, you know, Keegan, you know, all those guys. So now you're with this, like, superstar all cast of comics.
Right.
Man, what was that like, just kind of kicking it?
You know, it was almost like the college and the fraternity that I never went to. You know, it was my first time doing an ensemble. So, you know, stand-up comedy is a solo sport. Everything you do, everything that succeeds and fails is based off of you and what you bring to the stage. Whereas with an ensemble, you get to work off of other people. So it's more like a team sport, which I appreciate both. Because, you know, when you work with people and they have the right comedic sensibilities, they actually, like a team sport, can make you better. They elevate your game. And we were all fearless. Like, we would take what was on scripted and what was on page, which was already phenomenal writing.
Great writers.
How do we make it funnier? What can we bring to it in terms of improv to make it better?
The problem, ma'am, is that we don't really know where the bad guys are right now.
No, wait a minute, time out. Now, how you gonna fight somebody you don't even know where he is? I've been looking for my daddy for 27 years. We in the same streets and I can't find that son bitch nowhere.
And when you got 5 or 6 different people in the scene and they're all going for it, it's magical, man.
During his 7 seasons on MADtv, Aries had established himself as the go-to guy for celebrity impressions, like Bill Cosby, Shaquille O'Neal, and personal favorite, Bobby Brown.
Is there one special skit that comes out right now that you've enjoyed that was one of the funniest things you've ever done on MADtv?
A lot of the stuff that I really enjoyed was with Deborah Wilson. You know, she was like my big sister.
She's great.
So we just had really good chemistry, and when we would do a lot of the Bobby and Whitney skits,
they were great, man.
They were fun because, you know, them guys wrote themselves.
Yeah.
Like Sweet Mountain Dew.
They were such cartoon characters in real life that they just supplied us with endless ammunition.
Every little step I take.
Now, you do a lot of impersonations.
Few.
Okay.
Rich! Whoa! That's it! Wait. That's it! You're a genius. It's beautiful. Party all the time. You know, there's a flip side to the coin. I might have to take it down. I won't like it, but I'll do it.
Okay, so you do Tony Soprano.
Yeah.
Okay, you do Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah.
And then you do, you know, all the other cats. You know, you can do Denzel Washington and Eddie Murphy, stuff like that. Give me a Tony Soprano real quick.
You know, this movie that's coming out, since you know it. It's my shawty plays me. Don't gang is shit. Uncle Chill, Bully, Christopher, Janice, and Uncle June and Johnny shit. It's gonna be great. My wife shit it, but not my kids, man, are an agent.
I was perfect, man. That's right.
And you're a Jersey guy.
I'm a Jersey guy. I'm a North Jersey guy.
When you do Tony, you gotta put that ish.
You gotta put that ish.
With the basis.
You gotta do
Uncle Joe. How you doing?
Here goes Shaq.
You know, I tell Chuck all the time, when I dominate, I get 20 and 10. Those are my numbers when I dominate. If I get 20 and 10, a lot of these big centers, Joel Embiid, Giannis, they don't dominate in the paint. They always want to shoot these threes. You got to dominate, bro.
You do the eyes?
Yeah.
You got the eyes down pat, man.
Yeah.
That was insane. Unbelievable.
You think they would beat the 96, 72, and 10 Bulls?
And if Aries is not impersonating Shaq, he's often talking about him and the sport of basketball on sports talk shows.
And I believe Kevin Durant would cook with a hot iron.
Like, I'm a huge sports fan, particularly basketball, so I was loving that Last Dance and the 30 for 30s.
Wait, you don't do Michael Jordan?
No, I don't.
There's no way you could do
it. Somebody I've always wanted to do that I was studying that I think I finally got is Dennis Rodman.
I see Dennis all the time. He's a Miami guy now.
Yeah,
so
when he was doing the 30 for 30 with Detroit, and he was like, let
me see.
I was about to actually won something in the NBA. I mean, you're gonna get that down lollipop. I don't care. You know, they asked me to play for the Bulls. I said, the great Michael Jordan, the great Phil Jackson. He said, you want to play for Chicago? I said, I don't give a damn. I don't care. What's up?
It's crazy, man.
Yeah.
You know, you're really talented.
I try, man. You know.
Coming up on Before the Fame.
He's always in my business, so I really don't know. There's nothing.
So he's always in your business.
He's always in my business.
Are you sure? I mean, we're only on national.
As long as she stays off the pole.
No.
You ever notice in the Rocky movies, whenever he starts out normal, you can understand him, but the more emotional you get, he just lose you? Hey, yo, Adrian.
Aries Spears is still very much a working comic with lots of dates on the road.
But now as you, as a kid, I want to lose what I got.
I asked his daughter Jazz about growing up with a dad who jokes for a living.
What was it like growing up having your dad as a comic where he was just, one of the funniest guys you know?
Amazing, there's never a dull moment between his impressions and, just regular on-the-spot banter, it makes for such a lively household.
Was he always cracking jokes all the time? I mean,
Absolutely.
He's a funny guy. I mean, it's
like even if I would get in trouble or something from my mom, it can never be taken seriously just because he would make a joke or something, or he would make it funny.
Now you're from California.
Yes.
Okay, but he's a Northeast guy.
Yes.
He's got the Northeast swag.
Yes.
Which is a little different than out here.
Definitely.
Did you pick up any of the stuff that your dad kind of taught you, or?
Well, maybe a little, as far as like maybe personality and just having that honest New York real truth to myself. Definitely never sugarcoat.
You never had a friend of a different race or a different sexual preference. You go off your fears and your stereotypes. I'm sure there's some white guys in here. First time you hung out with a black dude, you thought to yourself, oh my God, if we play basketball and he's on my team, we'll win. And I remember the first time I hung out with an Asian dude, I didn't know what to expect. I was like, oh my God, if we get into a bar fight and it's me and him versus 45 people, all I gotta do is step aside and let him do his thing.
What's one of the best qualities that your dad has that you've learned over the years?
I would say the way that he treats me and the love that he has for me. I really have such a special place in his heart, and he's so protective, and he genuinely loves me so very much and teaches me, to be able to withstand anything that the world throws at you and to just always keep working hard and to know that he's there for me no matter what.
So if you have a bad day or something goes down, you pick up the phone
him,
and you say,
course. And
he's there for you, and he's like, okay.
Yes, he's an amazing listener. He's always there for me, always tells me, you got this, keep going, and, he's my #1 support.
And it's a tight father-daughter bond, as I found.
If you had to tell him something that you never told him before, that he doesn't know, think about that before you answer it. What would you tell him?
I don't know. He's always in my business, so I really don't know. There's nothing.
So he's always in your business.
He's always in my business, so that's a hard one. Makes for a long drive home.
Are you sure? I mean, we're only on national.
As long as she stays off the pole.
No. So nothing.
I've never been on the pole. I don't know.
Thank God.
I'm a comedian / motivational speaker / model.
With social media being so prevalent and willing audiences always there, I asked Aries if the current generation of young comics have it easier nowadays.
Why is it when you hate your job, they won't fire you?
The game has changed so much for comics now than from years ago, where you had to come up through the hard knocks and ranks. Now you got social media and you got all these kids, on YouTube and so forth. What do you think about the game, how it's changed for a comedian?
I think most of the fundamentals are the same. I mean, you got to go out there, you got to grind, you got to put in your time and on that stage and on the road. This social media thing is a blessing and a curse because, it's a blessing in the sense that for people who enjoy comedy, now you can pick up your phone and it's like looking at a TV that travels with you. But the curse part is that everybody thinks they're an entertainer now.
Everybody.
And so many of these guys...
Even me. No, I'm kidding.
A lot of these guys are built for 15 minutes of fame.
I know.
They're not built for the long haul. They think that just because you're funny for 6 seconds or 15 seconds, that should make a career. It might make you some money, but it ain't gonna sustain a career.
After 30 plus years in the business of funny, Aries Spears is still hustling.
You've been in an Oscar-winning film, an Emmy-nominated television show. You've done some amazing things with your life.
Hollywood, are you listening?
Yeah!
Get together, give me my, come on now.
Mike Sherman, man, give him a shot. What's next for Aries Spears, man?
I don't know, man. You know, sometimes I feel like I'm on God's good humor. You know, I got my podcast, Spears and Steinberg, The Jew and the Jerk, which is available on all streaming platforms.
I love that, The Jew and the Jerk.
Yeah,
Rashad, you listening?
Yeah,
We
man.
got a podcast called Sugar and Sherm.
Oh, do you
with
really?
Rashad Evans, who's a UFC Hall of Famer.
Oh, okay. When people ask what the podcast is about, I'm like, look, I'm old school. I come from that generation, you know, that last generation of real and honest and brutal.
I'm Keanu as the president of the United States.
You Keanu as
I'm Keanu as the president.
What are you planning to do about global warming?
Yeah.
So our podcast is the truth. It's raw. We don't do none of the political correctness. We're not into this moist age of comedy, cancer culture. You know, we give it to you hard, we give it to you real, we give it to you raw. We like alcohol in the Prohibition era. Everybody's telling you what you can and can't say, but we always know we want to get our drink on. So we are illegal alcohol.
You're a Jersey boy, man.
Yeah,
There's
man.
no other way.
You don't throw anyone shade from Jersey. Like, some of those guys are from New York and the three boroughs, but we're from Jersey.
I could see an Aries Spears Netflix special. Something
Yeah, a whole lot of people can.
Just
well, you know, hopefully if, you know, God keeps the line clear and he gets to your call before he gets to mine, he'll make it happen.
I want to thank Aries and Jazz for sitting down with me, especially busting out the Shaquille O'Neal impersonation. It was by far one of the best interviews I've ever done. Well, guys, that's our show for today. I really hope you enjoyed it. But tune in for next week's show, where once again we go down memory lane of some of the biggest names in sports, music, and entertainment, all before the fame. And don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. I'm Mike Sherman. Thanks for watching.